I'm not ruling out anything. To become a citizen, you're going to have to go out and come back in. Through the process, you're going to have to get online. This isn't touchback. Our first thing is to get all of the bad element out, the gang members, drug. Okay, we get them all out. We secure the border. We stop the drugs from coming in.
Okay, so there was Trump on his plane yesterday. He appears to be still hammering out his immigration policy, saying that he'll talk about a decision about granting legal status to undocumented immigrants at a later date. A.J. Delgado here, senior advisor of the Trump team, with me in studio. And nice to see you, and good morning. Are the sands shifting here? Or what's the policy?
No, not at all, though I understand why you ask. Immigration is a very complicated, complex issue, so it can be a little bit confusing. But Mr. Trump's policy has been consistent this entire time. His comments yesterday are consistent with the comments he made in that remarkable speech he gave in Phoenix, which is the real pathway to citizenship or to legalization will only be available to folks if they leave, of course. But that's a conversation that's so far down the road that right now what Mr. Trump is rightly focused on is what the American public wants him to be focused on immigration, which is enforcement.
5 days ago in Phoenix, he was adamant about his position coming off that trip to Mexico. But yesterday it seemed like he would consider some of this down the road. That's
well, no,
basically
in
what
Phoenix he said the conversation will be had about what to do with those who remain once we've put our enforcement policies in place, once we've built the wall. He did say in Phoenix that conversation will be had at a later date, once we've wrapped our arms around the problem and enforcement, there's been the wall, then we have that conversation at that date.
Okay,
so it's consistent with the speech.
On this, our Latino poll found support for Hillary Clinton at 66% among Hispanics, only 20% for Donald Trump. Can he win, AJ, with that number?
I have to say those numbers are different from what I've seen in other polls. For instance, a recent Gallup poll had him at 29% favorability with U.S.-born Hispanics, which are the ones who tend to be the registered voters. And Hillary Clinton, actually, I've seen her at far lower numbers in the 50s with Hispanics, which, interestingly enough, is about 20 points lower than Barack Obama got in his last election. So I think the media story here is sort of, what is Hillary doing that Hispanics are turning on her, and she's losing so much of the Democratic ground that the Democrats had with Hispanics.
L.A. Times, if you read today, Kathleen Decker writes this, okay, on screen for viewers. The final sprint of the presidential election began Monday with abundant clarity about what will dominate the next 63 days, defining Donald Trump. What is his strategy in the final 60 days?
Continuing to hammer home his message to the American public about jobs, the economy, safety, a sound immigration policy, and really highlighting that this is a binary decision between Donald Trump, a great businessman who's given up so much to run for this country, who has a platform the American public has gravitated to immensely, and Hillary Clinton, a woman who we just recently saw should, by any measure and any definition, be disqualified from office simply because of the way she handled classified information alone. That should disqualify her. Has disqualified others.
We're going to talk to Karl Rove in about 30 minutes about how you prep for the first debate. What is he doing to prep for that now?
I'll tell you, he has the best advisors advising him on the technique to use. As you know, Mr. Trump is not a politician, so this is new to him. Hillary Clinton is a seasoned politician. But I don't think he needs much prep, to be honest with you, because Mr. Trump's strength is speaking directly to the American public from his heart on the issues that matter most to the American public. And that's really not something that anybody could teach you. It's just something that comes across, and that's why he's gravitated so well.
Is that sort of dangerous if you go into a prize-fighting match here, suggesting that he doesn't need much prep?
Well, I think in the debate you can't hide from your record. Hillary Clinton can't hide from her record. Donald Trump has a tremendous record to bring up. So it's a prize fight where you have a 6'8" heavyweight man against a lightweight, is how I would put it, if you want to use that analogy. Their records will speak for themselves.
September 26. AJ, thanks for coming in. Okay,
Thank you,
AJ Delgado with us here in New York. Thank you.
You.
All right.